So if they're holding it to this side, I gotta grab it and push it out immediately. Action beats reaction though, so if she's got it there, as soon as you see me move, I want you to cut my neck. All right, let's see if you got me. Okay, even one little neck, let's see. Okay, as soon as you see me move, I want you to cut me. Okay? Now, as soon as I move, we'll keep wrestling over this knife and let's see where it ends up. So I left it open to either she was going to walk into an arm lock or into a triangle choke. And she changed her hands. She pushed it, she was being a little tricky, which is fine. But that meant I was going to throw my left leg over and go for the triangle, which I did. So I'm okay with it either way because in both cases I'm controlling that wrist. So I'm not going to sit there and say, okay, I'm going to defend and stop her from cutting me. That's the beginning, but then you got to go after him. You got to choke him or break something, break their arm. In many cases, and this is also true, I'm going to say this, I'm going to address something that's a bit closer to home. There is a serial rapist on the loose in Austin, and that's his MO. He takes a knife, he waits in places like secluded jogging trails early in the morning, sees a woman coming along, coast is clear, makes his move, takes her, he wears a dark hoodie, like a black hoodie, he's about 160 pounds, I think they said 5'8" or something, 5'10", 5'9". He drags him to the ground, holds him at knife point, and says, "Don't fight back and I won't hurt you." And then he rapes him. Those that fought back have not been hurt. He got up and ran. All right, and I've heard this many, many times. I'm not saying that it's 100%. I'm saying a lot of the cases they're using the knife to get you just to comply. All right, they're not necessarily out to kill somebody. They may not want that kind of heat on them. So they may or may not want to stab you. But the thing is, you can catch them at a moment where they're not ready to do it just then. You know, where they're holding the knife there and they think you're gonna play ball. So they just kind of like hold it there, but they're not ready just like in an instant to cut you. Which means you can catch them off guard, you can grab it and move that and then just hold it at arm's reach. Your arms, once they become straight or nearly so, it's hard for them to cut you anymore, you know, immediately. And in the meantime, your hips are free to move. And that's why you're getting the guard and going right to triangle choke or arm lock. This is a hairy situation. We do this actually in the Jiu-Jitsu class periodically, and we also do it in the stick and knife class. That class we'll go over on the mat. I make both classes do it periodically. Not as often as I'd like. You know, one of the things about having very lofty goals and very high expectations is I always wish every one of these situations we had more chances, more time to do it. I always feel like it's never enough. You know, they feel you're going to comply. They'll set the knife down and they put it back in their pocket because they want to work with two hands to whatever they're going to do. You know, they won't necessarily just have the knife there the whole time. So you might wait for that moment to make your move as well, right? Because they don't realize you're a fighter. They don't realize that once their knife is off your neck, that you're ready just to throw down. You're going to make it really cost them, okay? Because here's what a predator thinks. Just reach the point where it's all gain and no cost. They don't realize it's going to cost them plenty. She's here, and here's what happens. I grab it, and we're fighting over it. Go ahead and fight over it a little bit. You can fight to try to cut me or whatever you want. Go ahead. In the course of this, I'm holding this, and my hips are still free to move. I've got to hold this with both hands. All right? And once I'm here, see, I can get some distance where I put her in my open guard or closed guard. Now, if her arm stays here, it's arm lock or triangle choke. For arm lock, it's just pull this across and hold it. You don't need to do this part. Just hold it with both hands. Just rotate your hips and then step over. Nothing's going to stop you. But both hands stay on this wrist because he's fighting. And boom, I get the arm, I break it. At that point, I grab the thumb. I'll just hold on to it. I grab the knife and I grab the thumb and I pull in opposite directions. And now you got the knife. If you want to make sure they want to get away, you can start sticking. As soon as we're here, then I'll start kicking. And I'm looking at it like this. Yeah, they're going to want to get up and get away. So I use the arm lock not only to break the arm, but to get that knife away. And now I'm ready to use it. Because this is about your life. So now we're here. Again, as soon as I move, cut my neck. Right? All right. Now from here, I move my hips out again, and I go feet on hips. This time I step my foot over, and I pull the arm in, and I go right to the triangle choke. Now I have a choice. I can either disarm first, and then I can, boom, or I can hold this and I can choke them. I'll keep this one here, I'll go one hand here. Okay? And then they'll go to sleep, and then I can take this out. When they go to sleep, they fall over, you let them out. You know, the longer you hold it, the longer they'll sleep. But you can get up and get away. How long till they sleep if you got it fully in?
8 to 10 seconds.
Yeah, 8 to 10 seconds. Triangle chokes are funny though. Sometimes you're squeezing, it's not fully in yet. So you might be fighting to get it all the way in for 30 seconds before it's really taking effect. Then you hold it for 10 more seconds. After they go out, go ahead and hold it for at least 10 more. So that they really sleep for 30 seconds or more. And then you can kick them off, you can get up. And so what this does is it makes you realize, okay, when I make my move, I'm gonna beat him to it, and he's not gonna be able to cut me in time. That should embolden you to commit. Right? I always say this, whatever you're going to do, commit to it. Thursday, at the end of boxing, we pulled out practice knives and metal ones, and we were practicing, and I remember I mentioned it then. It's like, whatever you're going to do to get hold of that and disarm, commit to it. Don't be halfway about it, because that'll get you cut. But once you've done this enough, you realize, okay, as soon as I make a move, they're not cutting me. All right, boom, I get a hold of that and go right to guard, just like you were here earlier. You did it empty-handed, you did side control to the elbow escape to guard, and arm lock. It's the same thing. You're just holding onto the wrist now, and your hips are free to move. The good news is the person on top doesn't have the sealing-in kind of pressure that a good grappler would have. They're not even aware that you're putting them in the guard, your legs are encircling them, and that you can then triangle choke them or arm lock them. Okay, so that is to your advantage. There's space. All right? Okay, good. Let's try this out.